All right, so week 3 of Intennse is about to start up. If you don't know, Intennse is a pro tennis league started in Atlanta, Georgia last year, I want to say. And yeah, so it's a pro league, lower ranked people coming out of college. Obviously, it's taking time out of their regular pro season, but they get a regular salary, which is something that a lot of these lower players are not getting. They're struggling for consistent pay that they can rely on, and so although this season really takes it out of them, it really sets them up for some financial dependable success that they can rely on going forward, because they of course have a base salary, and if their team ends up doing well, they get bonuses, but that base salary is just something we don't see in tennis and something that a lot of players are looking for. So Intennse is an interesting team tennis format. Of course, in pro tennis, we've seen a lot of different approaches to team tennis. However, Intennse has gone about it in a crazy way. So they're duels between teams. There's 10 teams, and each duel is set up where there's 7 bolts. A bolt is a 10-minute time period, and in that time, you only get one serve, and the crowd can make as many noises as possible, basically. And you don't have to wait for the returner to serve. You can just serve whenever. And 2 points for winners. Substitutes at any time. Each team has 8 players, 4 men, 4 women. And so you're just battling it out, and you're just trying to get as many points as possible in each bolt. And all the scores from the bolts are added together to see who eventually wins the duel. So it's a very interesting format because you have 2 bolts of men's singles, 2 bolts of women's singles, 1 bolt of men's doubles, 1 bolt of women's doubles, and then a mixed doubles bolt. So it really splits up the responsibility, I would say, between the different disciplines. I think we've seen in a lot of different team tennis formats that usually most of the pressure is put on the singles side. And of course, in numbers wise, you may think it is right away here with Intennse, because 4 of the 7 are singles based. However, the doubles is what finishes it off. You're ending with mixed doubles. And also, because it is timed, that's another interesting element, because all the points are added together. And doubles points are usually shorter because you have 2 people, hopefully at the net, able to finish off. Because those points are shorter, you're able to gain even more in doubles. So I think there's an argument here in Intennse that doubles may or may not be more important. So there's definitely, at least you could argue, there's more of a balance. But anyways, going into week 3, I just wanted to preview the match tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Time between the Fortune and the Inferno. So the Fortune are 2-0. In week 1, they had a 158 to 156 win over the Outriders. And in week 2, they had a 174 to 154 win over the Rips. In week 1, they were down by 22 points, and they were able to come back. And this comeback was led by their women's doubles and their mixed doubles for the most part. Their men's doubles put them in a slump, and even further slump, sliding them back 7 points. However, their women's doubles and their mixed doubles really fueled them back. Women's doubles going up by 4, mixed doubles going up by 9 points, finishing it off by only 2. So that's crazy. Like their whole duel was upended by mixed doubles. And interesting, in the little press release that Intennse puts out, Jesse Flores and Rafael Lacasse, who were playing mixed doubles at the time to finish it off, their head coach, Tim Siegel, he said that when he drafted them, he did not know that they were dating, and they're dating, so that's kind of fun and interesting. But so going into week 2 against the Rips, they further were able to kind of smooth out some of the rough points that they had. They had a really rough start in their women's singles. I'll have to check. I'm not quite sure right now who's leading their women's singles, but yeah, they went down by 18 points after their first two bolts of women's singles. But then Roberto Sid, oh, he's an absolute stud. I mean, in his first men's singles bolt alone, he led them to a 23-point surge, 33-10 in the first men's singles bolt alone. Yeah, so that's insane. I mean, he led both their singles and their doubles. He was able to, smooth over that deficit right away, and from there they didn't look back. They were strong. Their doubles was very strong. Mixed doubles, 7 points added in their mixed doubles alone for a 20-point differential win. So that's something to look forward to. But a lot of Roberto said, so we'll get there when we get to the comparison. But moving on to the Inferno in week 1, a 147-170 loss to the Ridge. Araconda, UC Araconda, I want to say, in their women's singles, 10 faults to her name. And yeah, so they're, as you can tell from that stat alone, their tennis was not in it and their mojo was not in it. And that's the thing with Intennse. Like, if your tennis isn't good right away, but you have that mojo from yourself, from your coach, from your teammates, from the fans, you can really turn that around. But you got to have that self-belief from the start, and they just didn't have that. And we've seen this all along, like just in this last match that we covered with the Fortune and the Rips, down 18 right away, basically, and then just turned it right back around. Like, that's insane. So that's something that the Inferno, I think, really need to work on, is just their intensity, intense, as they say, going forward. In week 2, a nice win over the Rips, who, as we mentioned before, had suffered a loss. So Rips now down 0-2. But yeah, their women's doubles and mixed doubles from the Inferno really stepped them up. Jamie Connell paired with Araconda, as we mentioned before, and they really led them in their mixed doubles. 12 points gained in their mixed doubles. Araconda's kind of struggled a little bit with the faults, I want to say, again at the beginning, but, carry them right through to the end. So props to her. And yeah, so now that we've previewed this match and both the teams coming in, the Fortune and the Inferno, I will say I think I'm leaning towards the Inferno. The Fortune put a lot on Roberto Sid to bring them back. Their women's singles has not looked good. I'm not sure exactly right now who's leading all that, but their women's singles needs to step up if they have any chance. In the Inferno, again, Arcana, I think, has found her place. Jamie Connell stepping up. Men's singles, very solid from him and from others. And I really think going forward, the Inferno could have a smoother run than the Fortune. So I think going into tomorrow, of course, at 7 p.m. Eastern time, the Inferno are going to take it. I think it's going to be a battle. But the Inferno, I think they have the edge at women's singles. Men's singles, we'll see. They might get absolutely clapped by Roberto Sid. But other than that, I mean, both teams, this is why I'm interested, because Intennse puts doubles on a larger stage than what we've seen before in tennis. And I really think that Inferno has overall better doubles. And so hopefully we'll see how that shines through and if that can carry them to the end. So, yeah. So I'll keep in touch, and hopefully we'll all be able to watch tomorrow and see how that goes. So thanks.